Hello, today we're going to be talking about Godzilla vs. King Kong. This movie was just released yesterday on HBO Max and also in theaters. And for me, this is a great movie. It's fun, there's very satisfying action and lots of fighting. It really depends on how you feel about CGI characters fighting each other, because it's really about someone that's not there and someone that's not there fighting in a landscape that's not there. So it really depends on how you feel about that. The human characters, you've got Alexander Skarsgard playing a scientist who believes that Titans come from the middle of the earth, where there's a place where they live and have power, and he wants to get there and explore the power using King Kong. Rebecca Hall plays a scientist who's kind of in charge of looking after him, and so that they join together to go on this mission. Meanwhile, Millie Bobby Brown is looking after the Godzilla part of the story. She's investigating why Godzilla has come around to attack someone, like a corporation called Apex Technologies, after like 6 years of not doing anything. So they're trying to figure that out, and at multiple points throughout the movie there are fights, and that's really why you want to watch. You're not really in it for the human story. The human story is more to set up the fights, and that's what they do. There's a really good fight right at the beginning. You see it in the trailer where they're on a battleship and Kong's on the battleship, Godzilla's in the water. That's a pretty good fight. Like it lasts a lot longer than you think it might, considering that it's near the beginning of the movie and it's in the trailer, but it's a good fight. And then there's another one later on where they actually showed in the trailer it being in a different location. They use CGI to place it in a different location for the trailer to make it look like it happened somewhere else, but it actually happens in a city, and there's a lot of destruction, there's a lot of action, and it's a good fight for sure. There's another villain that I'm not going to spoil for people who haven't watched it, but it's definitely something that Godzilla fans will be a fan of and hopefully like, and that's pretty much the entire movie. Lots of fighting, and the fights are longer than previous like Godzilla movies, especially the first one where Godzilla was barely showing up. There's a lot of fighting here, there's a lot of action, but like I said, it's mostly the CGI characters, so whether it really depends on how you feel about watching CGI fighting CGI on a CGI set. So that's Godzilla vs. King Kong. It's a good movie. It's well worth watching. If you've liked the other ones in the series, especially like Kong Skull Island, or the last Godzilla King of the Monsters, those two, this is a very, this feels very familiar with those. And in this case, Kong's a bit bigger because it's been years since the Kong Skull Island movie took place. But other than that, it's a good movie. It's worth watching. It's worth getting a membership to HBO Max. Honestly, I would have rather waited and watched it in the theaters later in the year when it's safer to do so, because there are some shots, low-level shots, that make the monsters look huge that would have really worked on a theater screen, but unfortunately it's not really that safe to go back, so I wouldn't recommend going into the theaters unless you really want to. Otherwise, just watch it at home. If you have a big screen, that's pretty good. Or wait until it is safe in your area to go to theaters and watch it, because it is worth watching. And that's Godzilla vs. King Kong. If you liked the video, like, share, subscribe, or all of the above. Thank you, and have a nice day.